Hey there, and welcome to the Guitar Tricks channel. My name is Anders, and I'll be your host today. Before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future lessons. My lesson this week is based on a question I get quite often in my forum about thumb voicings. And thumb voicings seem nearly impossible when you first try to tackle them, and it's something that not all guitar players end up mastering at all. But they are extremely useful and definitely worth the extra effort. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you a way to use them that doesn't require perfect strummable voicings with all the strings ringing together at the same time. Let me show you how that works. Now, the idea behind thumb voicings is, of course, to take a bar chord, like your A major bar chord here, for example, and then play the bass note with your thumb, reaching up and above the neck. And then you play the chord above with your remaining fingers. This, of course, means we don't have to use our first finger to bar, which will free up our fingers. To do all those cool little Hendrixy fills and rhythm parts. Of course, ideally you'd be able to hold down the chord indefinitely and strum all the strings together. But that is nearly impossible when you're first starting out with the thumb voicings, even if you have the giant hands for it and a small enough neck on your guitar. But even if you never learn to do that, you can still use thumb voicings. Let me show you how that works. So almost everyone can learn to reach up behind the neck and grab a bass note with their thumb. The tricky thing is holding down the chord at the same time, so let's forget about that for a second. Just keep this bass note fretted and find a way to use your remaining fingers to mute the remaining 5 strings. So take a moment to just jam with that bass note. See if you can get somewhat comfortable holding it down with your thumb like that. Now let's forget about the bass note for a second and hit the treble strings with a major chord fretted. And don't worry if your thumb has to crawl back down in order to grab the chord. Now try alternating between these two. Hit a bass note and then hit the chord. Bass note, chord. Bass note, chord. Bass note, chord. It's best if you can keep your thumb just in the vicinity of the high E string so you can still mute it so you don't get this. Hear how it's kind of ringing in there. But at least, at first just practice alternating between the bass note and the chord. Now oftentimes this is really all you need, because often someone like Hendrix will play a bass note, then a chord snap, and then a fill. For the fills, the simplest way is to just use your pinky across the top 3 strings in the 7th fret. Then you could do little hammer-on pull-off things. Or you can do... But the basic formula is bass note, chord, fill. That way you can use the thumb voicings and get all the benefits from them without really ever having to play the full voicing at the same time. And that's it for this week's channel episode. I hope you feel a little more equipped to deal with the very difficult but incredibly useful thumb voicings. And if you like this topic, there's a whole lot more to dig into in our Guitar Tricks Rock course. Also, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button for more great videos. And as always, feel free to like or share this lesson with your friends. Have fun with it, and I'll see you next time.